My name is Paul Cavonis. Thanks a lot for watching this video. If you're watching this video, it means that you have a UM claim. It means that you were involved in some type of accident involving a motor vehicle, and we're bringing a claim against a UM insurance carrier. What I want to do in this video is explain to you exactly what that means, because a lot of people are confused about a lot of the different types of insurance coverages that are involved in cases like this. So we want to focus in this video on UM. Well, UM stands for Uninsured or Underinsured Motorist Coverage. And what that means specifically is that if you are hurt by someone who either doesn't have any insurance or they don't have enough insurance, then you can look to the UM insurance company to provide benefits to you. UM benefits, though, are not available in every single case. UM benefits are a separate coverage that people have to pay for, and under Florida law, insurance companies are required to give you UM insurance if you own an operating motor vehicle, unless you reject it or otherwise appropriately opt out of it. And there's a specific form that you have to sign and indicate that you reject UM coverage, but you have to pay for it. Okay, so you don't get it automatically. This is not like PIP or personal injury protection coverage, which you get automatically as part of your automobile insurance policy. So what happens in a UM case? Let's assume you're in a car accident and the guy who just rear-ended you has no coverage. But what do? Well, if you've elected to pay for this additional coverage, this UM coverage that we've been talking about, we can then make a claim against your insurance company or the insurance company providing UM coverage to whatever vehicle that you're in. And that insurance company will essentially stand in the shoes of the at-fault party, the person that hit you. So although we're making the claim directly against the insurance company, they raise all the same defenses and take the same position that the guy that hit you would have taken had we brought the claim against that person directly. A lot of people are surprised to learn that if they've purchased UM coverage from their own insurance company, that their own insurance company becomes an adversary in this type of a claim. Most people assume that, well, it's my own insurance company, they're just going to automatically pay me these UM benefits. That's not the case. It's very important for you to understand, like I said before, that the UM insurance carrier stands in the shoes of the person that actually caused the injury. And they make all the same arguments of no liability, whatever the case may be. So be prepared for that. UM coverage can come in different varieties. One type of coverage is what we call non-stacking coverage. Non-stacking UM coverage means that if you own multiple vehicles, you only get the limits of UM coverage on the vehicle that you were in at the time of your crash. If you have multiple vehicles and you have what's called stacked UM coverage, then you can add all of the coverages available on each individual vehicle, and that becomes your total limit for any single accident. So I'll give you an example. Let's assume you own 3 cars. And you have $100,000 of UM coverage on each of those cars, and you have stack coverage on each of those vehicles. So if you're involved in an accident in one vehicle, you can then add up each of those $100,000 policies, and in our example, you'd have $300,000 of UM available to you for that single accident. So the first thing I will tell you is you need to have uninsured motorist coverage, because in the state of Florida, there are lots of people who do not have any bodily injury liability coverage to compensate you for your injuries. And if you can afford it, try to get stacked coverage if you own multiple vehicles. Now, obviously, you do not need stacked coverage if you only own one vehicle, and that should seem pretty obvious. But if you own multiple vehicles, try to get stacked coverage. Let me go over some common questions that we typically get regarding UM coverage. First, and this is very important for you to understand, is that the UM coverage only pays for your bodily injury damages, your medical bills, both present and the future, lost wages relating to your injuries, pain and suffering, those types of things. UM coverage does not pay for any type of property damage. Property damage is handled under a separate portion of the policy, and I have a separate video on that, which you have probably already seen by the time you have watched this video. The other thing you need to understand is that the UM coverage is what we call excess coverage, which means it's over and above whatever bodily injury liability coverage the at-fault party had. I'll give you an example. Let's assume that you are injured by someone who only has $10,000 of bodily injury liability coverage. The UM portion will not come into play until we exhaust or get that $10,000 because the UM, or underinsured motorist portion, is over and above the $10,000. Typically, that process works like this. We get the $10,000 from the at-fault party. We then get permission from the UM carrier to settle with the at-fault party. That permission is freely given, and then we proceed directly against the UM carrier. We oftentimes get a question about whether the insurance company is going to cancel you because you've made this UM claim. The answer to that is no, they can't do that. It's not going to affect your rates either because it's, by the very definition of a UM claim, it's not your fault. You're making the claim against the UM because someone else who is at fault injured you, and that person either had no insurance or did not have enough insurance. Thanks a lot for watching this video. And again, if you have any questions about anything that you've seen, please let us know.